Hi, this is Simon Young back with Groove and Groove Asia. Yes, you heard that right. We are now both an expansion of the original Groove Company. And so there's a lot of really big things that are happening. And so we want to welcome you back to Groove Asia Live, which is going to talk specifically a lot about all the things that will be going on in relation to Groove Asia Live. So if you haven't already, make sure that you are, of course, following us on social media on the Groove Asia sites, simply because that's where you're going to get all the latest information. Unfortunately, we're not going to live stream or share all of the content directly into all of our various Groove platforms all of the time. We just want to make sure that, of course, you are at the right place and at the right time should you choose to want to learn more about Groove Asia as well. And so, yes, we are back right here at Groove Asia Live. And just out of curiosity, are you live here with us? If you are, give us a hashtag live, or if you're watching us on the replay, give us a hashtag replay. Now, as many of you know, yes, definitely Groove is expanding, and Groove actually has been expanding for a very long time, not only for many other countries and worldwide and globally, but also, if you don't know already, Groove Brazil is also a thing where they basically went ahead and created their own entity in their own languages and their own culture, and it's completely separate from Groove. And so now what we also intend to do is, for many of the countries in Asia, we want to start our path in terms of making that happen as well. But as we explained previously, it's not just about you or I being in Asia. It's about our network, the people that we want to reach out to, the customers that we want to serve, the community that we want to build. So it's not limited by where you are, what languages you speak or don't speak. Is basically yet another opportunity on top of everything that you already have with Groove to expand to whatever your heart's desires as well. So definitely a lot of really cool things going on. And as we continue to expand, more things will continue to develop, more things will continue to be announced. And speaking of announcements, ever since we did announce the launch of Groove Asia, I believe it was just several days ago, less than a week ago, it's been full of excitement for anyone who got caught wind of it, who were on the live stream, who saw our videos, who joined our various groups. Yes, it's definitely full of excitement and lots of anticipation. But with all of that, there's also a lot of questions, a lot of things that may or may not have answers. And so with all of that, we want to, number one, thank each and every single one of you who have reached out, whether you tried to PM me and I may or may not have received it, whether you commented on any one of our variety of social media platforms, or if you reached out to anyone else within the Groove team about it. All these things are definitely a big first step in terms of our imminent growth. So definitely keep the engagement going. It definitely helps us to grow and helps things to move along, and more things, just so that you know, more and more exciting things will continue to happen over the next days, weeks, and months, and updates, announcements will come along with it. So definitely stay patient. We're going to have a lot more very cool things that you'll learn about very soon. And speaking of engagement, definitely, again, if you're watching us, give us a hashtag live. If you're on live, if you're watching us on the replay, give us a hashtag replay. Comment your country, your city, as well as the time that you are watching us. And right now, it is the late afternoon for me right here in Malaysia. So probably we're getting a lot of people in the Groove Asia, so to speak, community, but I'm also seeing people who are all across the world, including the US, including the UK. And so with all of you friends around the world, yes, we are still Groove. We are still the Groove community, and everyone is just as big a part of it as all of us, regardless of where you are and what languages you speak or don't speak. And so with all of that, we're hoping that Groove Asia is going to be a big win for each and every single one of us. With all of that, yes, today though, we're not Groove at any time. We're actually, as you can see on the screen in front of you, this is Groove Asia live, because we want to make sure that you are on live as well. And today we are going to talk about something that has been quite common in terms of the messages, in terms of the PMs, and in terms of the comments that we have been receiving over the past few days. And it's basically a very similar set of questions or inquiries or requests for clarification, let's just say. This includes people who just want to learn more about what Groove Asia is all about. Is it exactly the same as Groove? Is it different somehow? Do you need to be in a certain place? Do you need to speak different languages? What kind of culture are we expecting? Can we still promote it? How can you contribute or help as part of the Groove Asia community? How can you volunteer to be a bigger part of this project? What's coming up next? What is this launch event all about? Actually, a lot of these questions, they are very good questions. However, many of them are what we would consider to be the fundamentals that we had already kind of covered when we first talked about the launch in the launch video. It's also available on our website. And if you haven't already, make sure that you watch our very first live events for this particular show, Groove Asia Live, that we premiered, I believe it was Monday or Tuesday, and I don't really remember which time zone, but it was just a few days ago when we initially made that initial first official announcement. So yes, a lot of these information is already there. So while we will continue to definitely provide more updates as things develop, brand new things that we want to share with you as best practices, let's go ahead and practice to move forward as opposed to going backwards. So if you haven't already, make sure that you take a look at some of the things that have already been launched and released. All these fundamentals have actually already been answered in the videos as well as the live streams that we've already done. So right now, I want to make sure that for those of you who are watching us live or on the replay, hashtag live, hashtag replay, for the very first time, or maybe somehow skip through some of the content that we released before, I want to invite you once again to make sure that you do your own due diligence, do your own research, read up, watch the videos, because yes, there's going to be a lot more information that's going to be released, but there's also going to be continued information that is a continuation of things that we have released before as well. So as best practices, of course, we don't want to stay in one place or move backwards. So make sure that you check out some of the things that we have talked about before. These are some of the resources in addition to some of the links that you might see right below this video, or if you're watching us on the replay, it might be on the side, it might be above you, it might be below you, it might be somewhere else. Who knows where you're watching us from, right? But regardless, I want to redirect you. If you happen to be watching us right now, the good news is, of course, we can interact with you specifically and directly. This, what you see on the screen right now, is grooveasia.cm. Okay, again, that's grooveasia.cm, which currently, yes, is the main website for Groove Asia. And some of you can probably see on the top of the screen, limited time offer, join Groove Asia for free. And for all intents and purposes, this is pretty much very similar to what you would see if you go directly to the Groove Funnels website. It is a combination between what is available on the Groove Funnels website, as well as groove.cm, as well as groove.digital. I think we explained this last time, but we basically took the best of the best content and put it all together here. Things pending to be changed, subject to change as well, as we continue to optimize, as we continue to move forward. We decide to make some updates and want to increase and test those conversions and traffic. Keep in mind what you see on the screen right now, depending on when you watch us in the near future on the hashtag replay, things may or may not be the same as what you see right now. Okay, so take that definitely with a grain of salt, because things as far as what we know in internet marketing all the time, always subject to change. Even when you go to the groovefunnels.com website, Groove Digital, groove.cm, we've seen many changes on that over time as well. All right, so right now, as you can see, we are in the midst of the very beginning stages of the launch. In fact, this is what I would consider to be the pre-launch phase. So read up all about it. You will still, at this point in time, still see where it says Groove Asia grand opening. Obviously, after the grand opening is over, the launch period is over, the launch event even is over, this part will be gone. But definitely, if you're here right now, this is what you're gonna see. Scroll down, watch the video if you haven't already. A lot of this, as we mentioned, is probably nothing that you haven't seen before. In fact, the form also looks very similar. Maybe here and there, you will see the differences in the color of the logo as well as everything else. But to pay homage to the main company, which is Groove Digital and Groove.cm, you'll also see splashes of the original pink pretty much throughout the entire page as well. And what I want to direct your attention to actually is, if you haven't already noticed, scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page, and what you will see are some of our Groove Asia specific social media platforms. Not all of them obviously are active and probably won't be active for a long time. And so for some of these, we're probably going to remove them. But at this point in time, of course, you have the benefits of joining us live, or not so long after the hashtag replay, then of course you will get the benefits of still seeing these while they are still up. And so at the time of this particular live show, you can see our Facebook page is right here. Our private Facebook group is right here, as well as our YouTube channel, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and more. Again, not all of these are active right now, and probably some of them will end up getting removed because we simply don't have the time to manage all of them. Of course, if you are interested in helping us out, you want to volunteer, you want to be a part of the Groove Asia team, and you want to do a lot of cool things with us, and social media management just so happens to be your thing, for example, then of course we welcome you to reach out to us and let us know that you are interested. But regardless, going back to the reason why I'm showing you all of these in the first place, a lot of the content, a lot of the resources that we have already released, they have answered pretty much many of the questions that have been asked. Okay, so we invite you to join us on our main social media platforms, such as our Facebook page, our private group, our YouTube channel, especially because you're gonna see a lot more additional updates once you are there. And speaking of social, yet another place that we want to direct your attention to right now is this page over here, that you can also see on the ticker, as well as anywhere above, below, or next to the video, depending on where you might be joining us. And just so that you know, and that you can see on the screen as well, this right here is grooveasia.cm/social. Okay, so once again, it's grooveasia.cm/social. Once again, just so that you somehow missed it, here it is for you again right there on the screen. And once you are right here on this page, you will be able to see that some of the links that we have for our various social media properties are also right here. So if you haven't already, especially if you want to get the latest updates, usually they happen in the top 4 that you see right here on our Facebook pages and groups, as well as YouTube. Very important, especially because we do release a lot of YouTube exclusive type of content and videos and live streams there as well. Highly recommended. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel for the Groove Asia version of Groove, and see a lot more specific information and announcements that you are not going to get anywhere else. Okay, so with all of that, this is yet another one of our pages. And if you want to take a look at how that looks like, this is our YouTube channel right here. Very similar, I would say, in terms of the initial setup with the main Groove Digital YouTube channel. However, many of these things are, of course, very specific to Groove Asia in terms of content, in terms of resources, in terms of even the videos and of course the live streams that you will continue to see, including this one that may or may not always get multi-streamed alongside other of the main Groove properties. So definitely, if you want to keep up to date on all the Groove Asia announcements, then you're going to want to connect with us on the Groove Asia social pages. So once again, you can do that by going to grooveasia.cm/social, and that's where you're going to see a lot of that information. Okay, so with all of that, we want to thank you for your time here today. In summary of everything that we mentioned here today, that is all that I have. But in case you want everything summarized, lots of things are definitely happening and developing and will continue to happen as time goes on. So definitely stay tuned right here on Groove Asia for more announcements. As you saw moments ago, a lot of different resources for you to find answers to your questions, to questions that have already been answered, to questions that will be answered in the future. All those different resources. Connect with us on social media, especially on YouTube as well as Facebook, because those are going to be our primary sources of communication with all of you. So with that said, keep all those questions coming, okay? Even if they've already been asked, even if they've already been answered, we will of course direct you to the right places to actually find those answers. And in fact, later on, we're also going to be working on a brand new FAQ page to consist of all those different questions that are asked so that all the answers can be found in one simple place. So again, do not let this distract you from the fact that, yes, if you have this question, then other people as well. So don't feel shy to ask them wherever it is that you're watching us right now. Leave a comment or go directly to our YouTube videos or our Facebook post or whatever else. Ask those questions there. If we can somehow find them, somehow, some way, we'll add them onto the list and we'll direct you to the FAQ page once that is completed so that everybody can have access to all those answers. All right, so we'll be working on that along with many of the other things that we're going to continue to work on. So we're going to keep you updated on everything. All right, so yes, Buyan, you're saying awesome. Would love to know how to contribute to Groove Asia. Again, this is of course one of many questions that have already been asked, and so the answer to that, I'll just let you know right now. Even though we've said this already, don't ask me, right, how you can help, because to be honest, I don't know how you can help. A better question, if I were to ask you, would be, how do you want to help? Right? Because if you ask me, I don't know what your skills are. I don't know what you're passionate about. I don't know what you're interested in doing. So in that case, a better question is from me, how can I ask you, what you're good at or what you want to do to contribute? Or maybe a better way of approaching it would be you telling me exactly how it is that you want to contribute. Okay, so that is definitely something, because we got this question probably no less than a dozen or more times, and I can't begin to know how to answer that question if I don't know what your interests are, what you're good at, what you're not good at, what you're interested in, and what you're not interested in. But of course, there is an answer to every single question, and I believe you yourself, anyone, whether it's Buyan or anybody else, the person who is asking that question is actually the best person to answer it. Okay, so the next time that we're on live, the next time that you want to reach out to us, let us know how you want to contribute. Let us know how you want to be involved. Let us know how you want to be a part of Groove Asia, because chances are our hands, our arms are wide open to discussion, open to your suggestions, and open arms welcoming you into the community. So let's have that conversation on how we can most effectively work together. Is that cool with you? If that is, give us a big thumbs up, and I look forward to seeing all of you inside of the Groove Asia communities as well. All right, so that is all that I have for you here today on behalf of Groove community, Groove Asia communities, as well as our fellow team members, affiliates, volunteers, everybody who is involved in the big launch of Groove Asia. I want to appreciate you. Thank you for your time. This is only the beginning. We have many, many more additional announcements additional bonuses, additional exciting things that will continue to develop, that we will continue to announce to you. So definitely stay tuned for all of that. If you haven't already, go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, go to our Facebook page and go to our Facebook group, join, follow us on our social media, because each and every single one of our platforms is an individual way for you to get connected with all exclusive information all across the board. So you're not going to want to miss any opportunity to connect with us. All right. So with all of that, we invite you to take action right now. Let us know, of course, if you have any questions, and we look forward to seeing you on the inside. You gotta get into the groove.